Hmm. I want to ask you about past events, post-traumatic stress disorder.
You bet.
And I've seen your videos, man, and they're powerful. I'm telling you.
PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. I stumbled on that while I was just hanging out with my film guy, and I said, you know what? How do we get this message to more people? And we got to go to the worst stress cases. Who are the worst stress cases? People with post-traumatic stress disorder. And what I discovered was that trauma basically means any distressing experience. So I was curious as to wondering why two people, one person in the army, two people in an army battle, the same battle, one of them will become an entrepreneur and become super duper successful years later, and then the other one will get post-traumatic stress disorder. And you ask them both what's the deal, and they'll both say, well, after that event, it was all due to that event that I am where I am today. They'll both attribute their case to what that event was. And so I was curious about that, how two people can be in the same battle, one gets post-traumatic stress disorder and the other one doesn't. And it basically, I discovered it came down to a belief, and the belief that everybody, like, we go through trauma each day. If you get fired from a job, your boyfriend or girlfriend rejects you, a client, has a bad experience, and you can suffer a mild version of trauma. It doesn't have to be like a car accident or some sort of an abusive type of relationship. It's varying degrees. It's a spectrum, and it is subjective. And the ones, everybody gets post-traumatic stress on a daily basis, but what causes it to become a disorder is when a person has the belief that it shouldn't have happened. So the person, like a firefighter, I have a firefighter who's a patient of mine, he basically, he goes, it's funny, you can tell who are the people who are going to get PTSD because they don't really know what they're getting themselves into. Two people are in the same fire and they experience the same trauma, but one of them will get it because of the belief that they shouldn't have witnessed that. And then the other one, who believes that it's part of the job, will be back at work the next day. So there is some sort of resiliency, some adaptability, some mental toughness that's required in order to handle the stresses of the day-to-day life. We just don't get taught these tools, and my job is to help teach people now these tools of resiliency. It's not to treat anxiety and depression, it's to teach resiliency to challenging events that happen in our lives.